Hi everyone, Jill Mathis here with another video for Photography Concentrate. I thought I'd do something pretty different than usual and walk you through the process of signing up to be a contributor for a stock photography agency. I'm also going to talk a little bit about the photography trends for 2020 and the early part of 2021. That's something you want to pay attention to if you want to make a few sales. I haven't really paid much attention to stock photography since the days of analog when I contributed to Swan Photos, because most of the stock sites I've looked at over the years, and after talking with fellow photographers who contribute, they all seem to just pay out in nickel and dimes. Since the explosive rise of smartphones and social media has opened up the field to amateurs, professional photographers find it much harder to make money with stock photography. Photographers just starting out often sell stock photos at a loss just to get their name out there. It's hard to command decent fees when ad agencies and companies looking for photos have a steady flow of this underpriced and even free content. I'm not a fan of the whole enterprise for just that reason, but stock photography and companies not wanting to pay for photographers is here to stay. A while back, I read about a Canadian agency called Stocksy, founded around 2014. It's a much smaller agency than ones like Getty Images or Shutterstock or Adobe Photos. As of last year, I read that Stocksy employs only about 30 people with revenues of around 10 million. The other difference with Stocksy is that it runs on a co-op platform with contributors receiving 50 to 75% of the proceeds. The minimum cost of a photo is $15. This is much higher than what is offered at other stock agencies. As a co-op member, Stocksy writes, you have the opportunity to drive business decisions through elections, resolutions, voting, and annual general meetings. In looking at online reviews, I read one that compared Stocksy to Shutterstock using the example of shopping at a large box retailer versus a boutique store. And as in a boutique store, the beauty of Stocksy is that they have a lot fewer contributors and fewer photos available. The prices are higher per photo, but the quality and uniqueness is far better than the larger stock agencies. Now, I know a lot of photographers, and though I've heard of people making a living on stock photography, I don't actually personally know anyone. But on the other hand, if you have the images, whether you've taken them during a commission or just for fun, it only takes a few minutes to upload them to a site like Stocksy. You never know. In the end, even if you only sell a handful of rights every year, you're probably going to make more than, say, the interest you earn in your checking account. So, with that in mind, let's see what it takes to sign up with Stocksy. I started on the home page and scrolled all the way down to where it says, I'm a photographer, cinematographer, how can I contribute? That opened the contributor application facts page, and then I went down and clicked on to the call to artist link. You have the How It Works link, which basically just says, next, fill in our application form. Just really super easy. You have the link to read about what the co-op offers. Next, you can click on their exclusivity link and read about what their policy is there. The good thing is they do exclude personal portfolio sites, galleries, and products for sale. So that is a very positive aspect of Stocksy. Now let's click on the Apply Now button, which takes us, of course, to just filling in the basic information. Clicking on the next button takes you to the window where they ask for a link for your work online and also, if you have one, your Instagram handle. This window here asks if you sell your work elsewhere. I have an Adobe stock account, and I also sell my work through galleries and privately. And of course, they ask the usual question about how did you find out about Stocksy, and I found out about it on an article online. And heads up on the next question when they ask if you want to write something else about yourself, because they don't tell you that you can't go back and rewrite something or add something. So write something here or forever hold your peace. And now, of course, comes a point where you create your account with your own private password. I personally always decline to receive promotional emails, and then you agree to their terms and you create your account. They then send you an email to confirm your account. Click on Confirm Your Account, and then another email will immediately arrive asking you to upload your 10 images or video. That link takes you right to this page where you can upload. It also is a link that you can return to in case you don't want to or are not quite ready to upload at that point. Clicking on the Upload button takes you to the Image Manager, and as you can see, you have to choose now between photos or videos. But if you're accepted, you then have the option to upload both types onto your account. So I decided to submit photos from my art and industrial project, and I have about 900 some odd photos from this project, and I decided on these, and I chose 5 color and 5 black and white photos. I exported them into a file onto my desktop, and we click on that and go ahead and choose all those photos, and there we go. Uploading the files now. Remember to read carefully what the parameters are for submitting your files, what type of files and how big for either photo or video. Hit that Submit Application button and you're all done. That was really quite easy. You'll now receive an email like this one, and at this point we just have to wait and see if I get accepted. So let's talk a little bit about what the trends in photography are right now. Because even if you are the world's greatest photographer, if you don't have what the pretty fickle public wants at that moment, then you just risk wasting your time. In general, outside of what's trending, you can count on photos of people, which of course requires a model release to submit to stock agencies, always being needed. Now you can verify this just by having a look at the Stocksy homepage. 15 out of the first 24 photos or videos have some version of the human form. And the same can be said for the curated collection on Shutterstock. So after doing a bit of research, here's what I'm seeing as the top 10 trends in photography today. I was happy to see that the major trend in this period is on photos that are precise and real. Gone is the trend to stylize or sugarcoat visual content. The public needs and wants honest reproductions of our times. And that leads us right into the second biggest trend, which is social activism. Companies, especially those with younger audiences or consumers, are eager to have content that gives the idea of a strong sense of community connection and an openness to all lifestyle choices. Building on the first trend, authenticity and candor in photos has been trending for a year or more, especially in the lifestyle genre, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down now. It doesn't matter if they are posed photos or not. It doesn't matter if they're perfectly focused or not. It's simply important that they have that caught in the moment feel. Along the same lines, for fashion is the trend towards less retouching and more unconventional natural beauty. The key phrase is imperfect is perfect. Thankfully, environment and sustainability topics also have been gaining speed. The message many companies want to send out is that you can still have luxury as long as it's sustainable. Global warming and our interactions with nature, think recycling and renewable energy are major trends. So any photos that show people working towards creating a better, more manageable future will be much in demand. Another trend I'm reading a lot about is that the color palette is going to be strong and vibrant as opposed to pastel. So any of you wanting to make an impact with color, now will be a good time. Weird is big, and it sort of seems like the weirder, the better. You might have caught that when we had a look at Stocksy's homepage, but when I opened up Upsplash.com just now, the photo front and center on their homepage was the girl with the head bandage with flowers stuck in the gauze. So, if you're feeling like getting a little freaky, then you'll probably be a big hit with stock agencies now. There are a lot of baby boomers around, which means since baby boomers represent the majority of the population, there's a growing demand for visual content that accurately represents this new type of senior lifestyle, which is far more healthy and active and powerful than previous generations. So while a lot of companies gear their ads toward younger folks, there are a ton who cater to older adults. There's a fast emerging need for photos that show people in their 50s and older playing sports, dressing differently, without the typical stereotypes we used to see. And trend number 9 is probably connected to the trend based around the baby boomer generation. There's been a rise in retro styling with themes that use elements from the past in modern settings. There also seems to be a lot more use of vintage effects to create a retro mood that helps with the feeling of nostalgia while keeping it fresh and up to date. And for you digitally fluent photographers out there, there's one trend that has been floating around for a few years now, and that's virtual reality. I put it to use a few years ago by creating a cookbook with virtual reality markers on the photos so that you could use your phone to click on my photo and see the chef that created the dish. From my point of view, it hasn't quite caught on yet, but I'm seeing it more and more in places like museums and cultural centers. So now might be the time to think about learning a bit more about this fun technology. Well guys, I hope I gave you some food for thought on contributing to stock agencies and a little heads up on what an agency may be looking for. And to recap the trends: honest reality, social activism, authentic lifestyle, authentic fashion, environmental issues, strong colors, weird is in, baby boomers, retro, and virtual reality. Remember to read all the rules and regulations before you commit to sending in your photos, and have a look at any agency's website to get an idea what their audience is so you have a better chance at being accepted. As always, you can find me in the Mastermind Facebook group, and if you have any questions or comments, you can always find me there. I'll see you in the next video.